This episode is brought to you by FanRoll, your source for premium gaming dice. Get 10% off dice and dice accessories at fanrolldice.com with our code TRIALS10. They have a huge selection of metal, resin, and even a couple of other novelty dice. So go check that out and get 10% off your order with code TRIALS10. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode of 211 of Trials and Trebuchets. I'm your Dungeon Master, Luke, and I'm here to kill my players whose names are...
Hello, I am about to be killed by Luke, and my name is Ben, and I play the level 11 Tiefling Fighter, Boo Bolero.
Bolero!
That won't be the first time then, Ben, right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you remember how your other character got killed?
Brutally slain.
You
That's
rolled
why
like
we're
shit.
here. Hi, everyone. It's me, Carla, and I play the level 11 Tiefling Roguelike Integrity Idol Barry. And I'm going to be swinging from a chain of... not a chandelier, but a chain of prisoners chained up in a chain on top of
Technically a
everyone.
chandelier.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Mira Marchand, the level 11 half-elf bard. Do you hear the pit fighting, killing the Fiend of Avarice, calling on greedy rich spectators to join in battle this? When we liberate the beast, those forced to fight for cash and fun, hoping they join us so our lives aren't shortly done.
Shortly done!
Hi, I'm Sam, and I play the level 11 human sorceress Serenep Cinderman. I imagine soon we'll be riding down that lazy river to the pits, the bottom. I don't know.
And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the gamblers killed the Imp Hippity and their elemental clones in mere moments, literal seconds. Taking the boardroom for their own, they sent Integrity ahead to scout out the arena and find the Fiend of Avarice, Yent. Silent as shadows, an invisible Integrity scouted out the opera house-like arena filled with lava and excited spectators throwing money and words into the arena to maybe help and also to earn them cash back rewards. This wonderful, grand arena, pit fighting arena, was also lined at the ceiling with cages of damned souls, including the soul of the dealer our gamblers had caused the death of shortly ago.
Oops.
Plotting to free these caged souls and turn the audience against the Fiend of Avarice, the gamblers ventured forth to assassinate their target. So, everyone, let's set the scene once again. The four of you, I believe, have just entered into the backstage of this wonderful fighting arena. There are big curtains and a nice wooden floor beneath you. If I recall properly, Integrity and Mira are on cage and general riot inciting duty. Meanwhile, Boo and Serenep will be taking care of the Fiend of Avarice completely on their own, no help required. With that said, the four of you can creep up to this edge of this curtain and all peek out. The temperature in here, you can hear the bubbling lava from beyond that Integrity had told you about, and the temperature in this room is incredibly hot, 60 degrees or so, thereabouts. Sweat beads on all of your skin. Maybe not you wonderful tieflings, maybe it's just a mild discomfort, but nonetheless, it is hot and stuffy in this room. You hear middling cheers as it seems a new fight has begun. People throwing coins in the air and yelling who they got their money on. And so, in your moments of secrecy and sneaking from behind the stage's curtains, where, again, you can see beyond the large throne upon this stage that you are on, where the Fiend of Avarice is standing, there's a guard to his left. Nonetheless, what do the four of you want to do?
Is it possible for me and Sereneth to sort of, I guess, sneak around like the outer rim of the arena in order to get closer to the Fiend of Avarice without really bringing too much attention?
To be clear, you are behind him at the moment. You're on the
Oh.
stage where he is, right? To sneak around the rest of the arena would be to throw away your surprise advantage position behind him. You've come in the back door, so sneaking forwards is all you will be required to do. In terms of Integrity and Mira, how are you two going to bring yourselves up to those wonderful cages, probably 50 feet above the lava's surface?
Well, Sereneth has levitate,
Yes.
so we might be able to get levitated up.
Yes.
I don't know if floating disc would do that or not, and I don't know if I have anything.
I don't think the
Floating
disc
disc
would
would
do
Floating
not
disc
cut
won't.
it. Levitate would seal the deal, however, and I believe that was the plan. So what do we see here as the four of you are crowded behind this curtain, waiting, or about to strike?
Okay. I think once we're secure up there, you can start attacking. Right.
Yeah. We'll do like this, I guess, like a speech or something like, hey, everybody, wouldn't it be like so cool and awesome to kill the Fiend of Avarice? And then you guys can
Okay,
go,
so as soon as you say that, that'll be the signal for me to stab him.
yes. And that way, instead of trying to stop us, they'll either maybe like be fighting each other to try to get the money or like trying to break free. And like that way, if there's a problem, we'll have a high vantage point and like we can do cool magic from up there.
I can totally do cool magic. Okay. How does levitate work? Is it just like one person at a time?
It's one person at a time, and you... Oh, Sarah, take it away. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just can levitate a target that weighs up to 500 pounds of unwilling creature. So I'm just taking a look to see, because I believe if I cast it at a higher level, I can take two people up at once.
Don't worry about it. I was
Yeah.
just like checking in case like at a lower level. if you
Integrity
can take
has
multiple
a
people.
potion of flying, so she's no
Yes.
worries. You just need to render Mira...
Floating?
Throw Mira like a
Weightless?
football.
Yeah, you need to render Mira weightless, and then she can just throw herself about
Ascend
the room
her
with
into
a
the heavens.
rampant.
Yeah.
Mira can ascend.
I think
if
the
she
big
wants
step
to.
is just like,
Damn.
I don't think that's for this arc.
Nonetheless, behind this curtain, Integrity, you kind of get the logistics down pat, and please, say, yeah, when we say that, we're gonna be just stab him through the fucking neck. Integrity, you can pull out this little
Yes.
potion and imbibe it. And Sereneth, you can pat Mira on the shoulder and cause her to lift off of the ground weightless. Integrity, you can then hold her like a balloon. And would you like to just fly up? Are you going to try to be sneaky about this until you get into position?
I think we're going to fly according to the shape of the dome.
Yes.
So basically,
So we're just kind of off the edge of the.
Yes.
yeah, like trying to hide still.
Just crawling along the ceiling, of course.
Yes.
Uh,
yes.
Creepy Spider-Man.
like
It's
creepy floating Spider-Man, yes.
Yes.
Could the two of you then roll for me stealth checks with advantage?
Yes.
Since it is a roaring, bubbling crowd, and no one's really looking up at all those, chained up damned souls. Their eyes are on the fight down below. And Boo and Sereneth, would you like to try to advance forwards towards this throne? It's facing away from you, and there's a guard standing there. Would the two of you like to advance, or are you going to cover that distance once Mira and Integrity yell?
I think we'll slowly advance. I'll go in front.
Okay.
And we'll try and get as close as we can.
I rolled an 18 and a 17, so 24.
Nice.
I rolled a total of 24.
Oh wow. That must have been a bad roll for you.
I got 12 with advantage.
Yeah, that's crazy. The two of you, Integrity, you are floating you feel a weightlessness as though the wind is lifting you up into the air. Conversely, Mira, you just feel as though you are floating around in 0G. If you kicked off the ceiling, you would just fly in whatever direction until you hit a wall, Whereas Integrity, you feel a lot of control. I believe you have 60 feet of flying. That's crazy. Or 30 feet of flying, possibly.
Yeah, 30 feet.
Integrity grabs Mira by the hand and can lead you both quietly floating towards these cages. As the two of you approach here, you seem to be under the radar. None of the spectators have noticed you, nor has this kind of red-haired, tall, fiendish fellow Yent sitting on his throne. He's not seemed to notice you either. All of their eyes are down on that platform within the lava, focused on the fights. You can see that it is a fiery elemental wearing armor, cutting up a little. He looks like a little guy with like a fish head. He's wearing a little loincloth, and he has like 2 daggers in either hand and is just running for his life against this large fire elemental. Many people are cheering for this elemental. He seems to be having a wonderful bout this evening. Nonetheless, everyone else's eyes are focused down there, but when you land on these cages and like sit on top of them, a bunch of these spirits, these people kind of look up at you with a lot of like hope and some hopeful and some very fearful as you approach them. Is there anything you want to say quietly to like these people that you land on the cages of?
Hey, we're here to help you.
Integrity behind Mira is going to be like, be quiet, like hush down, don't react.
Okay.
We're not supposed to be here.
Mira, make a persuasion check for me.
Sure. 17?
That's it?
I rolled a 4.
Oh my god.
You guys are rolling like shit.
Oof.
Okay.
I rolled great on stealth.
You did. They look, I think like, as you say, don't worry, we're here to help. The worry kind of permeates this crowd, and you might hear or see a couple of them like sit down and just like they get this like 1,000-yard stare in their eyes as they fear for what you're about to bring upon them by trying to free them. Meanwhile, Boo and Serenep, the two of you see your companions fly up along the ceiling. You see them say something to the spirits contained up there, but who knows what. Probably something really inspirational as they prepare for their like big moment. The two of you can creep up quietly behind this throne, and I need both of you to make stealth checks for me as well.
I'm so scared looking at Ben. Like,
He's gonna roll like a 4. He's gonna roll a 4.
Well, you're not wrong. I
fuck!
rolled a 12.
Oh,
I
so he was wrong.
got a non-natural 20.
Okay. In that case, Boo leads the way, Serenep. His tall figure kind of like hunched over so as to be a bit more discreet. You follow suit, both of you walking forwards on the balls of your feet, trying to be as quiet as possible. And then, Boo, you just step on the stage, wrong place, terrible timing, and this hardwood floor beneath you goes as you step on probably an old section, you know, a loud squeak comes up from it. You see this like guard standing there beside the throne. One of these people that you've already dealt with like the brass helmet on and like a chain at his waist, turns and looks at you and will point out a finger. And then as he starts to say, "Sir, there's a hand kind of flicks from beside the throne as you see the Fiend of Avarice kind of like give a dismissive wave. And the guard looks really confused with the body language and it still is pointing out at you, Boo. And then you'll hear like a very sweet voice emanate from the Fiend of Avarice that says, "If we have guests, tell them to come stand beside me so they may watch the fights." And the guard kind of looks at you and goes, "You heard him. Come, get over here.
Well,
or I'm gonna whip your ass." And he pulls out his chain.
Whoa!
okay, that's a little forward of you.
I just do what the boss asks, bud. Get the hell over there.
All right, I'll go. Jeez.
He like whips the ground like once just for like you know, the impact of it all, and then he points at you two and goes, "Hey, little, you get over there too. Both of you stand over there. He probably wants to talk to you."
Shit. Okay, I walk over next to Boo,
Absolutely.
and I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna like look down, and I'm gonna like just kind of like scratch my cheek, and I'm just gonna, I don't know, like I'm hoping that they can see us. I'm just kind of like making like a little like gesture with my hand, just to be like,
Yeah.
"Hey guys."
Mira, Integrity, you standing here, you have a complete view of everything. You see maybe like 3 guards total, like 2 in the crowd around you, or like in the boxes around you, and then there's that one guy on the stage, and you hear this like quiet commotion happening around there. Your eyes can both dart over, and you see Sarah kind of like making hand signals, hand motions, and Boo like rolling his eyes as the guard kind of like corrals them over towards the throne where the Fiend of Avarice is.
Are they still gonna do the stabbing?
The They look like, and I'm going to squint at them.
Yeah.
They look like they're going to start fighting. Like they're going to be the ones fighting in the middle. I think they got invited to fight.
Oh my god.
Integrity, Idle Berry. You read the lips, and that's what you intuit. Boo Bolero, Sereneth Cinderman, you are forced to come stand next to this throne. It's made of this dark wood looking like it's about to catch fire. You can now have a clear view of this fighting arena, all the bubbling lava, the little fish-headed man running for his life, hiding behind pillars. By all means, by all luck in the world, avoiding just a complete decapitation by this fire elemental with its long scimitars. And as you stand here and kind of watch, and you see these people throwing their money, yelling, you are regarded by this fiendish-looking elf sitting on that throne. He has this long, greasy-looking hair, a very sullen face, and he's wearing a very nice suit, and he'll look down at the two of you and go, "Now, what do we have here? Two little rats rustling around inside my back tunnels."
Well, you've got a lovely little arena here. I think we must have gotten
I
lost.
know.
This isn't the bathroom.
It's very far away from the bathrooms, young man.
So, we're just gonna go
I don't
back.
think, however, that you're lost by any stretch of the imagination. Luck would have it that you find yourself at the perfect place. You look strong.
Well, I guess you could say that.
He's like picking at his nails, and he like looks at you down his nose, and he'll say, "Then I'll say it. You look quite strong, young man." And he'll stand up from his throne. He's probably like 12 feet tall or so, maybe a little bit shorter. Let's say he's 8 feet tall. And he walks over towards you, Boo, and he kind of puts a hand out and is just gonna grab you by the chin.
Ew.
And try to like look at your face and get a better view. And he'll say, "You don't look that damaged either."
Okay, and where are you going with this?
It was all a joke.
He'll let you go and pull from his side a small chain and hand it out to you, and will say, "Would you be my little pet? Would you fight in my little
Oh my gosh.
fights with me?"
It was all a joke.
I don't know what kind of idea you got from my general appearance and my supposed combat abilities, but no thank you. I'm gonna have to decline your lovely offer.
You're gonna push his hand away?
I nudge Integrity like, why isn't he stabbing him? Are we supposed to say something? Is that gonna make the stabbing happen?
You push
I can't-
his
I
hand
mean,
away, Boo.
You literally said that you need to say something before. I think we need to say something now.
You push his hand away, Boo, and he looks at you with disgust, and he'll say, "I was asking only to see if you'd be willing to come along. You'll find that I often get what I want, whether others want to give it to me or not." And he's going to, he looks like he's about to strike Boo across the face with this chain. In the meantime, Integrity and Mira, you see him like raise this hand, like he's going to, again, slap Boo across the face. Integrity, Mira, this is your moment if you would like to say anything.
Everybody, we have an announcement to make.
The crowd kind of stifles. You hear that, you see that little fire elemental turn and look up at the sky. The little fish-headed creature kind of like runs up to him and like stabs him with a dagger like twice. It does nothing. And the fire elemental bats him away with a hand and sends him tumbling across the ground. Boo, in front of you, Yent, this Fiend of Avarice, stops with his hand raised and looks very annoyed as he stares up at the cages on his ceiling and goes, "Oh, more rats. Are they with you?"
People of the Plain of Lem, it matters not why you rise up. You might rise up against your oppressor, against those who would trap you in a cage and force you to fight. You may rise up against the wealthiest of duplicity, the fiend who possesses money you could take for yourself. Kill him and be free, or kill him and take the gold that could be yours, or kill him for the glory. It matters not, but rise up together and kill the fiend.
All right, that was
Make a persuasion check. Make a persuasion check, Mira Marchand. Rise up!
That is the total of non-natural 20.
Okay.
A total of 20.
You heard her.
You all
Does that give me
No, it does not. You all see some of these people in the cages, the people who were kind of like fear had drawn across their faces. They kind of stand up a little bit more, and one of them goes, like the one that you're standing on the cage of, Mira kind of like looks up at you through the bars. It's like this old human man, and he goes, "You're really going to kill him? Can you really do that?" And there's like this kind of like wave of admiration. I would say probably like a quarter of these damned souls up here are like on your side now. In the crowd, you could hear a pin drop. And then someone says, "My bet's on the Fiend of Avarice," and you see him throw a fistful of money into the arena. And the Fiend of Avarice looks down at you, Boo, and will to start off this. I need you guys to roll initiative. He's gonna slap you in the face.
Well, that was a long-winded exchange. Time to fucking beat his ass.
8 plus 4, 12 on initiative for me.
Perfect.
Oh shit! 20s don't do anything on initiative rolls, do they?
Unfortunately, no. Just a little waste of a great roll.
Yeah, 22 then, I guess.
Okay.
I got a 14.
Okay.
I got a 13.
Wow. Okay. You're all clustered up.
Probably for the best.
Let me roll.
That's pretty good, right?
It's great, Carla. Well, starting off our wonderful initiative is going to be the Fiend of Avarice, Yent. And now I can, without any shame in my heart, just he's going to use his first attack to just slap you across the face, Boo. Does a 19 hit.
Yes.
Or no, sorry. Does a 26 hit. I did the math very
that
wrong.
hits.
Okay.
Gotta double check the numbers.
That's just going to be a piddly little. Oh, that's just going to be a piddly 16 bludgeoning damage as he strikes you across across your face, and then he unfurls the chain that was in his hand, and then he will step to the side a little bit, Serenap, and just try to hook you with it. As he lashes out, you see that this silver thorny chain that he has, a kind of frost seems to coalesce along it as he whips it and slashes against you. Does a 24 hit.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, you will be taking 3d6 cold damage. Oh, not that much. No worries.
By the way, Luke, just
Hi.
for future, how high up are we? Like, what's our range?
You guys
for the
are
Fiend?
probably 30 or so, 40 feet above the like stage level, and then like 50 feet or 60 feet above like lava level. Okay?
Gotcha.
Sound good?
Perfect. Yep.
Okay. Serenap, you will only be taking 9 cold damage. Nothing great, but as you kind of like put your arm up in defense, those chain wraps once, twice, thrice around your actual forearm, and you will be grappled until you ongoing until you escape, as he seems to have swung his chain around you. What's next? That's it for his turn, as he just stands there, feeling quite content with himself. Up next, Serenap Cinderman. What would you like to do?
Okay, just to remind me, being grappled, does it affect your spell casting, or is it just your movement itself?
It just sets your movement to 0 until you are released from the grapple. You can still cast spells and everything like that perfectly fine.
Okay, how hard do I want to go for my first attack?
Just fucking kill him.
Fucking
Just kill
blast
him.
this fucker.
Just do it in one turn. Every
Blast
other combat's
this
super
freak.
easy. Surely this guy will be easy pleasy.
Okay, so okay, so I'm going to I know I can't move. Can I like
Correct.
at least try and move Boo back a bit because of the initial attack on him?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Any attack you're gonna make is gonna have to go like probably hit Boo as well, unless it only targets one person.
I mean, it's lightning bolt. It's a straight ahead hit.
Lightning bolt is
so-
gonna go straight through Boo as well.
Okay. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use, because I believe Scorching Ray breaks off.
You can just target
and
whoever you want.
Targets
yes.
at somebody. So I'm going to use that. So that's
Wonderful.
going to be, there's 3 rays, but I can make it more.
Yes.
And that's a level 5. So, okay, in that case, I think I can make 6
Okay.
rays to target the Fiend.
Okay,
That's a lot
absolutely.
of rage.
With your left hand, the chain binds around you, freezing you, and with your right hand, you make some hand motions and conjure some scorching rays into the air, sending them all targeting the Fiend of Avarice only, or are you going to target the other guard who's here near you guys as well?
I think just because we haven't been attacked by the guard yet,
Perfect.
and
Okay.
I've seen how much it takes to take one out, I think it's best just to focus
Absolutely.
completely on the fiend itself.
Sounds good. What level are you casting this at again?
I'm casting this at 5th level.
5th level. Okay, go ahead and make your attack rolls.
That's... Oh, no. Wait, I still might be able to do this. Wait. I have a 19 for the first one.
Okay, that hits.
That is a 25.
Also hits. Super hits.
That's 12.
12 does not hit.
Are you sure? Damn.
I'm certain. Yes.
27.
A 27 hits. Yes.
A natural 20.
Natural 20 absolutely hits.
Nice!
And the last one is a 1, so a 9.
Perfect. The 9 unfortunately misses.
Damn.
So you hit with 4 of those. One of them is a crit. Serenap, you wiggle your hand in the air, remembering all your evocation training, conjuring these burning streaks of fire in the air. They all lurch out. He dodges 2 of them, but the rest land, hitting him in the back, hitting him in the front. One of them even hits him in the chin.
And for each one, it's 2d6.
Yeah, it is.
You're saying that like something bad.
Yeah, 2d6 fire damage, isn't it?
Oh.
Shit.
Rip.
Serenap, I'm not even make you waste your time rolling.
Okay.
As you
Thank
see
you.
these beams hit him, they all just kind of bounce off of his skin as he is immune to fire. And he's gonna look at you as he holds you with his chain and say, "Where have you been this entire time? You're in Lem, child."
Oh, it's Mars'
Serenap, is there anything else you'd like to do? Bonus action?
Can I Misty step my way out of the...
Oh, yes, you could. In this case, yes, you could, because he's just grappling you.
Okay, I'm going to
so-
go back. I don't have to
Okay.
do the full 30 feet, do I?
No, you don't.
Okay, I'll just go back a couple
Okay.
of feet just to get myself out of the wrap.
Yeah, he tries to pull this chain to pull you towards him, and you turn into mist and vanish and show up like 10 feet away. A bit of distance between you. And that's it for your turn, unless you'd like to run also in fear.
I mean, Boo's still up here, and I
He is.
feel like I have to stick around,
Okay,
so...
in that case, you stand your ground. Up next are all of these guards. The
great.
one of them on the stage is going to rush towards you, Serenap Cinderman, and he's going to swing his chain around a couple of times and probably hit you.
Okay.
Or he'll swing once at you, which is an 18 to hit.
Yep.
And then twice at Boo Bolero. That's a 16 and a 19.
16 doesn't hit, but the 19 does.
Miramar Shaw?
I'm just checking the range on my cutting words because I might be able to help save Serenap from this hit.
Okay.
Damn it! Am I within 60 feet? Yes.
You'd be
So-
within 60 feet.
Yeah, you are.
Because it's bardic inspiration, but the
Okay.
opposite.
The
All right,
opposite.
perfect. I would like to use my reaction to try to use cutting words and make that person trying to hit Serenap subtract a d10 from
Go
their
ahead and
roll.
roll the d10. I think it was an 18 to hit, so we'll see
Okay.
how it does.
All right.
What Serenap, what is your AC? 16?
Mine's 15.
Okay, so you need to reduce it by 3 or more.
I rolled a 1, unfortunately.
Ooh, so Mira, you yell out like something like,
Yeah, like I think it's gonna be this thing of like, don't bother fighting her. Think of all the power you could get if you kill the fiend.
and he goes, "Power? Yes, I would love it," and then slashes Serenap across the face with some chains. Boo Bolero, is there anything you
I
want to
do
do?
have something that I can do. I do have a reaction that I can take.
Okay.
After seeing
Okay.
Mira, like, kind of
Try and
fumble
fail.
try a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
I am going to use my runic shield
Ooh.
reaction.
What does that do?
You learn to invoke your rune magic to protect your allies. When another creature you can see within 60 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can use a reaction to force the attacker to re-roll the d20 and use the new roll.
Okay. So it's not disadvantage, it's just use
It's just
the new roll?
re-roll, bitch.
Come on, crit. It's not. Does a 13 hit? No, it doesn't.
There's not.
So, Boo, what does this runic shield look like as you invoke it?
I think in order to invoke it, I'm just going to like clap my hands twice and like weave some runic magic in front of
course.
Sereneth to sort of like defend.
Yes. What does this come from a specific giant, or is this just generalized?
This is just generalized.
Oh, absolutely. So this like you hear Mira yell, "You don't need to do it. We'll kill your own master." It does not get through. And as the chain is about to just strike out and lash across your face, this large rune appears in front of you, almost like a shield for you, Sereneth, and the chain bounces off, harming you not whatsoever. But Boo, you will be taking 10 slashing damage from this guard as he slashes against you. The other two guards, who are located in the crowd on like the east and west, are going to look up at where you, Integrity, and you, Mira Marchand, are, and they are going to run to the edge of their respective boxes, and you see they lash out their chains as if they are climbing the wall with ropes and such, like almost like throwing it around a cage to pull themselves to it. And they cannot reach you this turn. However, they do this 2 or 3 times and move like about 20 feet in. So if you were to, they're, let's say, like 15 feet on your left and right away from you, okay? And they're like dangling from chains. And then you see, they can pull themselves up onto the cages proper. And you hear one of them go, "Don't move, stay where you are so you don't fall in the lava." And the other one says, "We're trying to kill them, shut up." Okay, up next is Mira Marchand. What would you, oh no, I lied.
It's Integrity, I think.
Up next is Integrity. Idleberry, sorry, initiative sheet is very messy. Integrity, there's dudes to your left and right by 15 feet, and there's cages abound below you. What do you want to do?
Okay, Mira, I'm gonna go start attacking them. If you can, like, you can probably start letting them go if you need to let them go. But good luck.
The person underneath you goes,
If
"Yes,
you
let us
need
go,
to."
please."
So I'm going to I guess fly towards
Okay.
the one who's stupid.
Okay. The
How
one
do you
who
know
like,
which
"Don't
one is
fall."
stupid?
The one who said, "Don't fall in the lava." Of course. Okay. You
Because,
fly off
like-
towards like the left of the room, the west. Okay.
And then
15
I
feet easily.
I am going to cast Booming Blade on my J Dagger.
Okay. Absolutely.
And I'm going to give like a tiny little bit of a stab at this dumb
Brass-headed idiot.
dumb
Yeah,
brass-headed
absolutely.
idiot.
Make your attack roll, please.
Ooh. How does a 24
24
sound?
hits soundly. You fly forwards, and as he's like looking at his colleague confused, you stab him like almost under his armpit, and go ahead and roll your damage as he is wreathed in thunderous wind.
I'm lagging. Where is my D8? There you go.
I'm lagging.
I'm lagging.
What?
I feel that.
So sorry. So many dices. My eyes are like going cross-eyed. That is a 11. And
11.
if this guy moves, there's more damage.
Perfect. You stab him in the armpit. He goes, "Ah!" and lets out like a curdling yell. Black blood runs down out of the wound. And is that it for your turn?
And as a bonus action,
Of course.
I'm going to just like disengage and use like the 5 of movement that I have left to hover over.
Okay.
So that they can't just like get to me
Of course.
quickly.
You move 5 feet up in the air, perfectly out of range of their 15-foot long chains. Not really. Up next, Boo Bolero. What would you like to do?
All right.
The Fiend of Avarice seems to be, he's right next to you. The other guard is probably like 20 feet away, behind the throne itself. The Fiend kind of looks at you, glaring deeply. What do you want to do, Boo?
How far away is the guard next to Sereneth?
The guard is 20 feet away from you guys.
Oh, damn. And if I move, I'll probably get an opportunity attack.
Probably.
Likely. Okay. So what I will instead do, I will begin to invoke a rune as a bonus action.
Okay.
I will be
what
invoking the hill rune.
Okay. What does it look like as you invoke the hill giant rune?
I want to say it kind of looks pathetic.
Okay.
To
that
be
fits.
reminiscent of the fucking fact that hill giants
You
are...
like you like
know.
it's something like beating your chest and scratching your armpit or something of the sort. Maybe letting out a deep belch if you're of that variety.
Oh, sorry.
What does this rune do?
So So long as this is invoked for 1 minute, I get resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Oh, that's sick. Okay, cool. So that's your bonus action?
Yep.
You let out this deep magical belch and the scratches. What would you like to do as your action?
I'm now
Just
going to
stand there.
stab the shit out of this fucking freak.
A Yent, to be specific, yeah?
Okay, so I get to attack 3 times.
3 times.
Please roll good. Please roll good. I've been a good boy.
Believe in you.
No.
Did you?
That was a 13.
A 13 misses. You lunge out with this lance, and he just deflects it easily to the side with the back of his hand. He's not even putting up, he's not putting that much energy into this.
That's better. That's a 26.
As you pull this lance back after he's lazily deflects it, you stab him once, in the gut. His skin is hard like stone almost, and so the lance has some trouble getting in, but you find purchase and stab through. And then for your third attack,
Ooh, that was close. It's a 29.
a 29 also hits. You pull this out and then immediately stab him in the opposite shoulder as he leans forward, almost confused that he's just been stabbed. So go ahead and roll damage for your 2 successful attacks.
All right. So one of my damage, one of them is an 11 piercing.
Okay.
I did roll a
Perfect.
2 for one of them, but I am going to use my piercer trait to re-roll the damage dice.
By all means.
That's much better. So that's 16 piercing. So that's for a total of 27.
Perfect. He seems to take that damage. Boo, as you pull the lance out of him, you see flowing from these 2 wounds is a very metallic looking blood. It looks very lovely and golden as it bleeds out onto his wonderful tuxedo, staining it. And he'll kind of hold at his waist for a second and look at you and just shake his head disappointedly. Up. Is that it for your turn? Or do you want to move?
No, I think I want to move closer to Serenep now. So
Okay.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to action surge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to action surge. So I will take the disengage action.
By all means.
So I can run to Serenep.
You disengage.
But I
from
want
this
to
man?
position myself in a way that I will be between,
like a shield.
yeah, between her and the Fiend of Avarice, but but I can still hit the guard if I need to.
Absolutely. So you can position yourself so that you are 10 feet away from the Fiend of Avarice, and you are 15 feet away from the guard. How does that sound?
Could I be closer to the guard?
You could be closer to the guard. You can be either 10. You can be 10 feet away from one of them or 10 feet away from the other one. How does that sound? If you want to stand in front of
I'll be
Serenep.
10 feet away from the guard. So
Okay,
yeah.
sounds good. So you're now 15 feet away from the Fiend of Avarice and are kind of on Serenep's left side. So Serenep, you now have a straight line open, direct line of attack against the Fiend of Avarice.
Yay.
That's it for your turn.
Yes.
Mira Marchand, you're hopping on cages. You're light as a feather. What do you want to do?
I want to let these people out of their cages, but I don't have a lock picking skill or a spell to do that. So I think what I'm gonna do instead is I start plucking this bombastic tune on my lyre, almost like the kind of music that you would play to charm a snake.
Okay.
And then my left hand, the snake one, sort of twists and it shakes, and then it almost looks like it burps and spits out a snake.
Ugh.
And that's going to swirl and coalesce until it shifts into this giant hand that
Oh
I
my
send hurtling
goodness.
towards
Oh,
the fiend,
shit.
and I cast Bigby's hand.
Oh my god.
Well, that's so fucking cool.
And here comes the giant fist.
You're sending it towards the Fiend of Avarice?
Yes, I am.
Okay, perfect. This tiny little snake flutters through the air and then coalesces in this giant hand. What do you want to do with it?
I am going to make a clenched fist attack, so it's going to strike one creature or object within 5 feet of it. Make a melee spell attack for the hand using your game stats. On a hit, it will take 4d8 force damage.
Perfect. Go ahead and make your attack roll. Is
Alright.
this more of a punch, or is it just slamming down to
It's like
almost...
a backhand.
Okay, perfect. Awesome.
All right, I
This
have a
giant
plus-
spectral hand flies in.
I have a plus 11 to hit because of
Come
my
on.
Spellweave Lyre. Let's see how it does. 13 plus 11. Does a 22
hits.
hit.
That
Great.
hits.
All right, 4d8. Grab all my d8s from the d8 jar.
You guys are doing great.
Why does that laugh make me not believe you?
10 plus 11, so that's 21 points
21.
of
Force damage?
Force damage, yes.
Perfect.
And that was
so
my
this-
bonus action.
Awesome. This giant spectral hand just backhands the Fiend of Avarice, knocking him back a couple of steps. He seems to have had the wind knocked out of him by this thing, and almost like puts a hand on like the stairs leading up to his throne.
Yes.
Mira Marchand, for your main action.
Oh, sorry. That actually was my main
that
action.
was
I
your
misread.
main action.
I thought that you
Okay.
had to use your bonus action the first time you cast it to control the hand, but
okay,
that's on
okay.
subsequent turns. You can just do it the first time, which means
Perfect.
for bonus action, I am going to shout down to Boo Bolero and
Yes.
using my last slot of Bardic Inspiration,
Ooh.
I'm gonna be like, "Hey, I don't know what you were doing before, but you're doing really great now. Fuck yeah!"
Yeah, I'm trying my best.
Boo, you get 1d10 to spend on any d20 roll you want in the next minute.
Yes.
So that's that. The Fiend of Avarice kind of like is almost laying down on the stairs up to his dais, or up to his throne. This massive spectral hand kind of wavering around in front of him, dodging and weaving. He looks over to you, Boo, where you have kind of like retreated to, and he'll say, "I'm not done with you yet. Get back here." And he's going to take a couple of hesitant steps towards you, and then lash out with his chains twice. He almost like from nowhere pulls a second one with his left hand. Similar to how those chains around everyone's neck just lead off into some pocket space, he pulls a similar chain from this pocket space. It lashes out with it towards you. The one in his right hand glows with like a kind of like radiant aura, Boo, and the one in his left hand it has a crackling lightning running along it. Does a 19 and an 18 hit you?
Yes, they both hit me.
Okay, perfect. So the first one is going to be not a ton. The first one is going to be 18 lightning damage as that one wraps around your waist. And then the second one, that radiant chain strikes you across like the back of your head almost. And that one is going to be just 14 radiant damage.
Oh, that's not good.
And you are grappled by that lightning chain. It wraps around your waist and digs into your skin, kind of like pushing your wonderful silver tuxedo and cinching it at the waist, giving you some nice looks. And that is going to be it for his turn. Up next is Serenep Cinderman. What would you like to do?
Okay. Is the guard right in front of me?
He's like 20 feet away from you, and
Okay.
Boo is kind of like in between the two of you. And then the Fiend of Avarice is 15 feet away from you, like to your right.
Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move just enough so that way when the cone shows up, it's not going to have any chance of hitting Boo, but
Okay.
it will just basically coat the Fiend of Avarice with a cone of cold.
Absolutely. You can like rotate around Boo's left side and kind of run like 5 or 10 feet, 20 feet that direction, so that the guard is right in front of you, and then the Fiend of Avarice Yent will also be in this cone of cold.
Perfect.
That's awesome. Cone of cold is a 60-foot cone, I believe.
Yes, it is. And
Mira Marchand, can the hand be hit by magic spell attacks?
It doesn't say that it can't. It has an AC
But it
of
has
20.
Okay. Does it have like all its other stats and stuff like that? Because it will need to make a saving throw since it's in this area as
I was
well.
about to say, does
Yeah,
it
it
have
just
Constitution?
has a strength and a dexterity
Okay,
bonus,
perfect.
but it doesn't mention. Let me just double check.
No worries. Yeah, take your time. Serenep Cinderman, you run over and you put your hands together and make this like twisting motion and shoot out from your both of your hands this giant cone of freezing air. You can see that it's like fighting with the room that you're in as the like little ice crystals form. It's almost like that heat in here wants to fight them back, and this unnatural magical cold envelops these two fiends and a magical hand. What kind of saving throw do they need to make?
They need to make a Constitution saving
Cone of
throw.
Cold isn't a creature, so it
Oh.
isn't effective.
Perfect. Bigby's hand is not a creature,
Right,
so
yeah.
it's not effective.
Of course, Cone of Cold's not a creature.
No one thought Cone of Cold
creature
was a
either.
creature.
I'm going to use it to make a snowstorm and build a snowman. How are you going to feel then, Mira?
The Fiend of Avarice Yent looks as though he's going to fail, but then he is going to use a legendary resistance as he swings this chain of ice right in front of him, deflecting the brunt of the attack. And then the guard who stands right in front of you got a unnatural 20 on his Constitution saving throw. So I believe those both succeed. Go ahead and roll your damage, and these guys will be taking half of it.
Dang
Why
it, I
did
just
my
wanted
voice
to
start
have fun
getting
and
weird
freeze
there?
people in place. It never works.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
The forbidden
right,
goblin
I need-
voice has been unlocked.
Luckily, neither one of them is resistant or immune to cold damage.
Thank goodness for that, man.
Thank fucking
So
God.
that's pretty okay. So how the fuck do I count? 27 plus
This die
34
from our wonderful sponsor,
plus-
Federal Dice, rolls amazingly.
Stop using it.
Hasn't rolled below 15.
Stop using it. It's cheating.
51. Holy shit.
51 total cold damage. They will each be taking 25. You see this guard in front of you. The frost coats this bell-like helmet, brass helmet that he's wearing, and he almost like recoils in fear and goes like, almost like a being who does not understand what the cold is as it bites at his skin underneath his armor. The Fiend of Avarice again swings this chain almost like in like a circle, like a helicopter motion to block the brunt of it. But you do see some of that frost eat at his skin and tuxedo. They seem to be both. The guard seems to be in bad sorts, and the Fiend of Avarice also uncharacteristically or unexpectedly looks quite injured as well.
Interesting.
Sick.
Knowing, with that said, Serenep Cinderman, you've used your movement and your action. Is there a bonus action you can take, or is that it for your turn?
The only bonus action I ever have is at this time Misty
Okay.
Step, and I don't think I need to
Perfect.
do that right now. We're fine.
Yes. Okay, sounds good. In that case, up next are the guards. The one right in front of you, Serenep, is going to just try to punch you in the gut with his heavy armored hand.
Okay.
Does a fucking 23 hit you?
Surprisingly, yes.
That's only going to be 6
No.
bludgeoning damage.
Cool.
No.
I'm going to use the reaction
Okay.
to invoke my cloud rune.
Ooh.
Okay.
So,
Just-
when myself or a creature that I can see within 30 feet of me is hit by an attack roll, I can use this
Yes.
reaction to invoke the rune and choose a different creature within 30 feet of me other than the attacker. The chosen creature becomes
Okay.
the target of the attack using the same roll.
Oh my
The
gosh.
magic can transfer the attack's effects regardless of the attack's range.
Okay, that's sick. Who do you want to target? I assume the Fiend of
Yes,
Avarice.
I want
Unless
to
you
have
want to target yourself.
Fucking punch him in the face.
Absolutely. You
Hell
see
yes.
Serenep, this guy, wind up to just hit you in the gut, maybe force you to like fall over or something. And then as soon as he like makes contact with you, like a little fluffy cloud is immediately conjured around your stomach, and his hand goes in, and you see a similar shaped cloud just conjure right next to the Fiend of Avarice's face, and this guard's hand just bursts out of it and it hits him across the face. The Fiend of Avarice just like recoils, very pained.
Now you're thinking
and
with
looks
portals.
very annoyed. So I'll transfer that damage. He looks very, very injured. And then the Fiend is almost like shaking as he looks over at this guard. It's almost like shaking as he looks over at Yent, the Fiend of Avarice. He goes, my lord, I swear. And he goes, if we survive this, I'm going to have your head.
I'm going
And
to
this-
pull
this-
down like one of
Damn.
my fucking eyelids and stick my tongue
Of course
out.
you do.
gonna give
This
him an L in
Fiend
the
is
forehead.
going to, this guard is going to turn instead to you, Bubalero, the person who has just caused him horrible embarrassment and maybe a death sentence, and will attack you with his chain twice. The first one's a nat 20, and the second one is just a
Stop
11.
using that
Not
die.
a nat 20.
It was on,
Not a
on
nat
this
20.
one. It was on this one. What?
I cast silvery barbs.
Yes! Fuck you! Silvery barbs appear around this silvery chain, drifting it off course. And who are you going to give the advantage to?
Serenep Cinderman.
Sorry, Simon, you have advantage on your next roll, I believe.
An attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
That is unfortunately a 19 plus whatever.
Hey,
so
still no double
that
damage. I'll take it.
20. Does a 25 hit?
Yes, it does. But at least it's not a
Unfortunate.
crit. That's the best
At least
part.
it's not a crit. That's unfortunate.
Man, the one crit
Bubalero?
I got didn't even fucking do anything.
Bubalero, you'll be taking just 9 slashing damage,
Add is half,
which is
because I have
reduced to
resistance.
4, as this guard very uselessly lashes out with you with chains and goes, I'll kill you for this. Meanwhile, in the cage zone, Integrity Owlbear, you're floating 5 feet above this guy. He's going to jump up towards you and try to grab you by the foot, which I believe invokes your blade aura as he jumps up.
Yes, if that's 5 feet.
It is 5 feet. Yeah, he's gonna jump up the distance. He just wants to. He's gonna try to grab you by the ankle and slam you into the cages itself. How much damage is he gonna take though? As the thundery cloud, the thundery enveloping around him just goes off, making a loud sound.
This person's damage will be 4.
Okay, he takes 4 damage, and his head rings slightly. He's gonna jump out and grab you by the foot. Could you make a athletics or acrobatics check?
I can certainly make an athletics check if you want.
Okay, go ahead and make it.
Ooh, that is a 25.
Oh, a 25. He got a 21. So he jumps up to try to reach at your ankles and grab you and grapple you, and you just spin in the air with your full capabilities
ballerina.
of flight. Like a ballerina in
slow.
the air. And
Too
then he's
slow.
going... You say too slow at him, and then he's just going to pull his chain and swing it at you twice. That's 2 18s, so I believe those will both hit, right?
They will, but can I use my reaction for... I assume I can only use my reaction for one
On
of those.
one of them, correct.
And I will dodge the attack that I can see with my
Okay.
eyes.
Do you want to dodge the first one or the second one?
The first one?
Okay. You chose wrong, just so you know. So the first attack does a big fat 5 damage. You reduce that by 2, or in half, so take 2 slashing damage. The other attack does a full 14 slashing damage against you.
Damn.
Okay.
And he kind of growls and he goes, "Get down here! I can't grab you up there!" As he like wiggles his hands up at you. The other guard, who is near to you, Mira Marchand, he's going to swing by his chain over towards the cage which you are levitating on, and he's going to try to kick you once and then whip you over the back of the head with the chain.
Okay.
The kick is 11. Does that hit?
No,
Okay, and the chain is going to be a 15 to hit.
that does hit.
Okay. In that case, you dodge this kick where it seemed like he was going to try to kick you off into the lava, not really understanding that you're levitating, but instead you dodge out of that, and this chain comes down over your back, slamming you onto your stomach on the actual cage itself. That's going to be 13 slashing damage.
Okay.
And that's going to be it for his turn. Up next is Integrity Idleberry. What would you like to do?
Yes. Looking at this guard, the idiot guard.
Yes. Wiggling his
going-
hands up in the air, trying to grab you.
Yes. I'm going to say, now, why are you attacking me when you can attack your friend right there? And I am going to cast Crown of Madness.
Nice.
On this guard.
Okay.
Hopefully he's
fucking
not
go.
wise.
He's not wise, but he does have advantage on spell effects. So, does a 11 succeed?
It does not. It does not.
He is not wise
Okay.
beyond his years.
This crown of barbs, of thorns, angry, forms around his little helmet. He looks delightful. And what does Crown of Madness do?
So Crown of Madness, the charm target must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that you mentally choose. So I
Okay.
mentally chose the other guard.
The other guard. Perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make note of that. Charmed. Okay.
The target can act normally on its turn if you choose no creature or if none are within its reach.
Oh, it's only those within its reach? Interesting. I'll bend it in your favor. No worries. He's gonna move over and attack that guy. Up. Is that it for your turn, Integrity? Or would you like to move?
And I would like to fly over to the other guard who is like close to Mira.
He's standing on the same cage as Mira. He just like smacked her down into it. So you can like orbit like a ballerina around that cage that the two of them are standing on right now.
Yes. And as a bonus action, let me try this. And I guess I can attack them at a later stage. I would like to cast Hex on them. Can I do that? Is that too... I know that there's like a weird thing.
There's the rule about it.
Actually, I don't want to think about the rule. Let's just say that I move close to this person
I hate that rule.
so that I can attack.
Okay,
if it attacks.
Perfect. You fly over and are just like kind of like flying around him, backing Mira up for support. Up next, Boo Bolero. You are grappled by a lightning chain. You're going to take damage at the start of your turn as a consequence. That's going to be 11 lightning damage as you feel this electricity or lightning run through your midsection, making maybe your belly button go numb, if that's a possibility.
I'm really not looking too good, guys.
No,
Shit,
what are you
okay,
at?
5.
Oh fuck! What?
Okay.
I took so much damage. But I'm gonna mitigate that. I'm gonna use a bonus action to use my second win. So I will.
Oh, okay. You regain 10 plus your class level, so
Yes.
21 hit points, or
No.
1d10 plus.
Yeah,
sorry.
1d10. Hold on there. I have to roll first. Don't worry. I rolled a 9, so it's 20 hit points are back.
Nice. You regain 20 hit points. You're a fat 25, you know?
Woo, I'm gonna die next turn anyways. But
No, it's fine.
I am going to use my. Okay, so the Fiend of Avarice is like right next to me now, right?
He's like 10 feet away from you.
10 feet away. Okay. I still can reach him with my pike, I think,
Perfect.
because it has
Stab.
reach.
It has reach. Yeah, you should be able to.
Gonna stab him. Like stab,
Oh.
I guess, against the arm that has the chain. That's like
Okay.
electrifying me.
Bolero, as you lunge out at the Fiend of Avarice, you make eye contact with him. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw
Oh shit.
as he uses his reaction.
Okay.
no.
Wisdom, eh?
Yep.
I wish I had more shit to help. God damn it.
Okay, that was the 4, but I'm gonna use my Indomitable to re-roll.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. 4 doesn't succeed, so.
That's a 1!
Oh my god!
Can I do anything else?
I don't think you can, unfortunately.
Did you
How
already use your
pathetic.
bardic inspiration? I don't.
Oh, did you use the Bardic Inspiration?
Um,
You hadn't. That's,
No.
You have a D10. You
That's
can
a
I
use
don't
a
know
D10.
how much that'll help you if you roll.
I
a
don't
1,
think
but
that'll help very much, though.
Oh, because
if
it's
you
a
roll
1.
It's a 1.
4 and a 1.
So even
Do
if
you
I
have
got a
anything
10,
to
it'd be
wisdom?
11.
Oh, okay.
No, I got nothing.
Well, that sucks, bro. Boo, as you stab out at this red-haired, greasy-haired, muscular, attractive, elven-looking fiend.
Are you
Wow.
trying? What are you trying
Why
to
are you
set up
like
here?
amping him up?
Sorry, I'm a big fan. As you make eye contact with this fiend, it is not the same person that you've been fighting this entire time, and it causes you to hesitate. The red hair is still there, although it's longer now, braided. You see this the face of a young elf, a familiar face to you, Boo Bolero.
Oh, God.
The left eye is cloudy, a blinded eye. The fiend, for some reason, now has this olive skin. This is a old friend of yours, Boo. This person from your past, standing here in front of you against all odds, causes you hesitation, and then you hear her say softly, "Oh, so you're gonna kill us again down here?" And you are gonna have to make all your attack rolls with disadvantage, as the fiend uses Unnerving Mask to bring back memories of your past.
Okay, fuck.
So all of your attack rolls disadvantage, please. Thank you.
Okay, so there's a little bit of hesitation now. But trying to tell myself this isn't real. This is not what's really happening.
It's not
and
that.
you can use your bardic inspiration if that.
I know. I'm gonna. Okay, so disadvantage for attacks.
Disadvantage on all attacks.
So with disadvantage, that's a 21.
That hits.
Damn it.
Okay, so with disadvantage, that is a 12, but I am going to use my bardic inspiration.
Okay, come on.
Come on, D10.
That was a 14. Not
14
enough.
misses.
Okay, and the last attack. That's 22. With this
22 hits. So this, you hesitate for a moment. You can say that's the one that misses, and you hesitantly, very slowly lunge out with this spear. Your former groupmate, Athena, grabs it and just pushes it to the side. Or is it the Fiend of Avarice? And you get your mind a bit more settled and regain your composure, and then strike out 2 more times, quick and fast, into the same wounds that you had already struck into this fiend. Go ahead and roll your damage.
All right.
As that kind of mask drops, your former friend, your dead friend's face disappears, and the pained expression of the Fiend of Avarice comes back into focus.
Okay. So the first one's a 13 piercing.
Mhm.
The second one
Okay.
is 15 piercing. So that's 28 piercing total.
Okay. You stab him. Is there specific places that you are going to stab him? I said you're going to stab him in the same places as before, but where
I'll
do you
stab
want
him
to
once
get him?
in like the original wound, and I also want to stab the palm of his hand.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
You stab him once in this like wound right above his hip, and he holds it up and puts a hand out and he goes, "Stop! You can at any point give," and you just stab him straight through the palm, this left palm, as he's trying to make peace with you or something. At this moment, you see him.
I'm gonna like let it linger in there for a little bit, like twisting it a little bit, and
Yeah.
how dare you?
Didn't even hesitate, and he kind of like pulls back and kind of stumbles backwards. He looks to be on his very last legs, and he's standing up against the ledge, or not standing, leaning against the ledge, trying not to fall over from like blood loss or something. He's leaning on the ledge of this like huge arena, just waiting for someone to knock him over into there. But is that it for your turn, Boo?
Yeah. So he was like backing away, or no?
Yes, he is. Narratively backing away.
Narratively backing away. Okay.
Sorry.
Mechanically, he's in the same
Mechanically, he's still in the same spot, still like 10 feet or so away. People can't move on your turn. But is that it for you?
Yes, that is everything.
Okay. Up next, Mira Marchand. This large guard stands on the same exact cage as you. You are levitating, so you just bounce back up off of the cage and are kind of like floating around in the air. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm holding on to the chain that's keeping this cage up. I'm looking
Yes.
down at the people. I'm like, I still don't have a way to rescue them. I look over at like the guard who's looking at me. I'm like, should I like charm him, like make him unlock the cage? And I'm thinking, and I look over at the fiend, and I just look at the guard, and I'm like, you're not worth my time. And I'm going to point at the Fiend of Avarice, and I'm going to cast Relitham's Psychic Lance.
Oh, excellent.
Blast him.
Let me check if that's a save or a spell attack. I believe it's an int save.
Yeah.
Yep, int save.
Yeah.
DC 19.
That's not
Are you
very
smart?
kind.
Are
He's
you
not
stupid?
that smart. How does a flat 8 do?
That will not make it, so he's going to be
Okay.
having to take 7d6 psychic damage and be incapacitated
76?
until the start of my next
That's
turn
a
if he makes
lot.
it that far.
Okay.
That's a lot of dice. Do you even have that much dice?
7. This one fell, but yep, 7d6 psychic damage. What the fuck? All of them but one is a 5. I could just do that in my head.
What the fuck?
I was a bunch of 5s and a 4, so 34 points of psychic damage. Pew!
Okay. You see, he like stumbles back, this metallic golden looking blood leaking from his hands. He's looking at it shakily, and then coming in from nowhere, from the cage zone, this giant purple lance of psychic energy blasts through his like broadside through his ribs, like from his left side, shooting down through his right side and landing fully in the floor, singeing some of that wood there. And he kind of stands for a second. Boo, he's like almost right in front of you. He stands for a second. You can feel the lightning chain around your waist kind of weaken, and as it falls to the ground out of his hand, he seems to be barely alive, as it were. Mira, he is just incredibly wounded after your attack, and he'll look shakily, his eyes very unfocused out into the arena, and look up at you on the cages, and will say, "How is this happening?"
I'm not done. And as a bonus action, I'm going to control my Bigby's hands.
Flatten him.
And I'm going to make an attack with its clenched fist. So that's a
Okay.
plus 11 to hit. Let's see how it does. 16 plus 11 does a 25 hit.
A 25 does hit, Mira Marchand.
All right, that's going to be 4d8 force damage. Let me calculate that. All right, that's a 2, a 7, a 5, and a 7, so 14. 16 plus 5 is 21 points of force damage to the fiend.
Okay, 21 points of force damage. Mira Marchand, this hand crashes down upon him once more after he says, "How is this happening?" And you see him limp, laying over the railing itself, unmoving utterly, seemingly dead. Is that it for your turn?
That's all I can do. I'm suspicious that like he's going to stay dead unless we cut his head off or something. So I'm not like I'm gonna keep my. However, I am just going to like turn to the guard and say, "Give up. It's not worth it."
He does seem to take great pause when he sees the Fiend of Avarice keel over, and you see him put a hand to his own neck where there's a chain there, almost as if he's waiting for it to disappear. And so that's it for your turn.
Yes.
Up next in the initiative is the Fiend of Avarice, Yent. Boo Bolero, Integrity Idleberry, Mira Marchand, Serenip Cinderman, all eyes are on this guy. You hear in this moment that the crowd has gone deadly silent, also waiting to see what just happened. Did they really? You might hear a whisper that says, shit, did I bet on the wrong people? Did they really do it? And then you see this guy laying limp over the railing, twitch once or twice strongly, and then Boo, you can hear this. You're close enough. You hear him take a very deep gasp, and he is, in fact, going to regain quite a few hit points for an undetermined reason.
It's the money.
He stands and kind of looks over to you, Boo. His eyes are shifting all around the place, and he'll say, it's been a very long time since someone's come down here and actually killed me. And he breathes deeply and kind of looks out on the arena where people are kind of like on the edge of their seats, like, holy did he just die and come back to life? And he will look out at you, Mira Marchand, who just dealt the killing blow, and he will say, I don't know why I was wasting my time with small fry like you, big guy. They're the real threats, aren't they? And he will smile at you and then step up onto the railing, and then as his bonus action, he will hold out his hand as if outstretching to grab a chain from somewhere out in this spectral space, and he will give it a very strong pull. And you all see this very thick chain kind of materialize out of thin air. It doesn't like stretch out to you and attack you, Mira. It doesn't like seem like something he could really swing around in any material way, but it does lead straight down like 30 or so feet and seems to be chained to something down in the lava itself, which is bubbling and splattering. And he will, as this bonus action, give this chain a quick tug, and as if trying to wake something up below, like a leash attached to a dog. And he will say, come on, wake up. I have need of you, filthy pet. And as he pulls, the entire level of the lava of this arena discernibly goes down probably a foot or two. And you see emerging from the surface of this molten rock a fiery figure. It spreads its two wings out wide and throws its bird-like head back up into the sky and lets out a very horrifying squeal as you all see what seems to be, if you're keen with mythology, some sort of phoenix or something of the sort emerge out of the lava. It flaps its wings once very hard and rises up that 20 feet to where Yent is standing. He will look over at you, Boo, and do like a little nod, a little kudos, a little wave, and then you see him jump onto the back of this phoenix, as it will be his mount for the rest of this combat.
Oh, fuck.
And Mira Marchand, he flies right towards you easily. You feel the heat in this arena has grown to a much more uncomfortable degree. You see now the people in the stands around. They're not sticking around for this fight anymore. They seem to be all running for the exit, like a stampede, a riot of sorts. Mira Marchand, he flies right up next to you, riding on the back of this phoenix, and he's going to lash out with one of his chains. It sings with like a thundery energy. Oh, it's not going to hit you, though. That's only a 10 to hit you.
Doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit. And he will swing this chain around. It misses. And then he is just going to kind of sit there next to you on his wonderful phoenix mount.
This just went south real fast.
It went pretty bad. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Let me flip to my Phoenix page.
Oh,
It's
no.
right over here. The Phoenix will follow him in combat right after him. Mira Marchand, it is right up next to you. It's large. It has like a wingspan of probably 45 feet, and is this solid molten magma at its core, and then the edges of its wings, these cinders are flying off of it in a wind that you cannot feel. It is going to make a beak attack and also lunge at you with its talons.
Okay.
As you are a major threat.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Integrity's around here too. It'll hit you with the beak, Mira Marchand, because that's holy shit. A 30 to hit.
Okay, that hits. However, now that my turn has passed, after that hit, after the damage is done, may I use my reaction to make an attack with my snake arm?
Absolutely, you may. He's right there. Are you going to reach out and try to attack the Phoenix or Yent? Both of them are within range.
The Phoenix.
Okay, go make your attack roll.
Okay, wait, how much damage do I take?
Oh, I didn't roll that yet. It's not that much. It's not that much. Don't worry.
He's lying.
No, it's not that much. As this large fiery beak reaches out at you and almost pecks into your chest, you're just going to take 13 fire damage.
Okay, I will roll a concentration check for my big
Perfect.
hand, which is is that a 13 or a 19? It's a 13 plus 2, so it makes
Succeeds. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. And then you were going to lash back out with your snake arm at this Phoenix. Go ahead.
Yep. All right, let me just write down my new hit points. A 15 plus 8, a 23 to hit.
23 does hit. Yes.
Okay, that's a d6 plus 5 damage, and it will need to make that con save that nobody's
Oh,
ever
no!
fucking failed before. But
Okay.
no. All right, hang on. First, damage, d6
Yep.
plus 5. Okay, that's going to be 10 points of
Okay.
some sort of damage, and it has to make a con save.
Piercing. It's going to make the Constitution saving throw. Mira Marchand. Does a 23 succeed?
It does. Oh, I really want it to fail.
Perfect.
Nobody's ever fucking failed.
I know. I'm so fucking stressed.
But wait, I
dude.
can't cast
That
Celery
shit's-
Barbs because I use my reaction to do the thing.
Correct.
Okay, it succeeds at the save.
Since you can't, horrible news. This was already rolled before. Since you can't use silvery barbs, this is terrible news for Integrity Idleberry. You see
no.
these fiery talons lash out towards you from this Phoenix as you're just coasting around this cage. It did get a natural 20. So does a does a 33 hit?
It does.
Boo.
So
I might be able
close.
to do something.
What are you gonna try to do?
Is Integrity within 60 feet of me?
Within 60 feet? Yes, she is.
Okay. Let's see. How many times? Runic Shield!
Okay.
It has to make a new roll.
Okay. Probably won't be a crit.
I fucking hope it's not a crit.
Does a 27 hit Integrity Idleberry? It's not a crit. Okay, these large fiery talons lash out at you where you are peacefully flying. This massive bird is trying to kill you. Luckily, it's fire damage, so no worries for
And it's not a
Integrity.
crit, thank God.
And it's not a crit. That's just going to be 18 fire damage. Halved is 9. So just like 9 fire
just a little
damage.
toasty.
Yeah. And that's going to be it for Yent and his mount. Up next is Serenep Cinderman. What would you like to do?
So, the people who were throwing money into the thing are gone now.
Yes. They're running away in
Okay.
this moment. Yes, it's a horrible crowd. People are trampling one another. The betting is off. Death has arrived. Stupid.
So, I guess my question is, because you did say that the Fiend regained some, like, is it at, does it look like he's at full again, or is
He
it
does
like...
not look like he's fully healed.
Okay.
It looks like he regained a percentage of like his health.
So in that case, what I'm going to do is probably what I could have used earlier, but didn't, is going back to the my trusty lightning bolt, casting
yes.
it at 4th level. So
Okay.
I will have the Fiend, because I am not in range where I'm gonna get an opportunity attack with the guard.
Yes,
I'm going to Misty step my way across to the edge of like where he like flew up.
Okay, absolutely.
to,
Like the
make
banister itself.
You had to have like the best like line of shot.
Absolutely.
With
So
him,
you're
yeah.
going to be able to hit the Phoenix and the Fiend of Avarice Yent as well. You could, if you wanted to, also hit another guard, the one right next to Mira, but then you would also be hitting Mira too. So,
I don't want to risk. I don't want to risk
you
that.
get 4 for the price of 1. You get 4 for the price of 1.
I didn't even know one of them was one of the one.
Okay,
but, I'm gonna say
but
no
you're
to
just going to
that.
hit the Phoenix and Yent, yes?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So I need dexterity saving throws.
Yent rolls a 16, and the Phoenix has a very high number, 23.
So he met the 16.
Okay, so both of them save successfully. So both will be taking half damage.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll. As this a huge bolt of lightning shoots out, it like some of it dissipates into the nearby cages, and people like look like they're dancing a little bit as like the tingles go through their feet. But the Phoenix and Yent take the brunt of this lightning bolt.
36.
It's pretty good.
41. 43.
43. So each of them will be taking 21 lightning damage. This seems to damage Yent horribly. And he kind of like yells out "Oh!" in agony in front of you, Mira and Integrity. He looks, you can see his skin, this like pale, fair skin. There's like his veins are pumping very strongly, like almost like you can see them very, like the veins are like pumping through his skin, threatening to like burst out from the skin itself. He also is like incredibly wounded, you both can see. In Serenup Cinnamon, is that it for your turn?
That is, yeah.
Okay, perfect. You stand on this ledge far from that guard, booze between you and that guard. And then up on the cages, Mira, you're standing or floating, holding onto that chain, and Integrity, you're flying still. The Phoenix is going to take a legendary action.
Of course.
Which is called Swoop, where it gets to move up to its speed and make a fiery talons attack. Its speed is 120 feet, so it turns
cool.
in the air, and Serenup Cinderman seems to target you, the source of the pain, and is going to fly at you as quickly as possible. Its talons out in front of it. Does a 21 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
It's fine. I
you will
have
be taking-
HP. I'm good.
You're fine.
I'm fine. If I say it enough times, it's going to be true, right?
Serenup Cinnamon, you take 22 fire damage as these two massive talons slice into either one of your shoulders. It doesn't pick you up, although you fear that it might for a second, and then you see it fly off back into the sky, probably like 10 feet above where you are and around the throne. You see that wooden throne that Yent was sitting in. It just catches a fire now with this Phoenix so close to it. And up next is the guards. The one guard down here is going to lash out one of his chains at you, Boo. Does a 25 hit.
Of course it hits.
Go ahead for me and just take 8 slashing damage.
Is that halved?
No, that is the full damage, so take that, just take 4. Then Serenup, he's going to move so that he is within range of you and swing his chain twice at you. That's going to be a crit and an 18 to hit.
Fuck.
Okay. Yep. Go. Just
Okay.
do it. Just do it.
And no one can do anything to save you?
I've already used my reaction.
Okay.
I'm still fine.
So be it.
So many crits.
Serenup, as this strikes you twice, once around like your knees, and the other one hitting you dead in the stomach, almost with the end of the chain, like whipping you badly. You hear like the crack of the chain. Take 28 slashing damage.
Okay.
That is it for this guard. The other guard, the one Integrity Charm, the one with his little wonderful crown, is going to Spider-Man chain his way over to the very crowded platform where Integrity is flying around, Mira is like holding on to, and this other guard is. Mira, you see him. You're very fearful that he's about to just strike out at you, but instead he seems to throw his chain at this other guard, getting a 18. I get to fight myself. Super duper fun.
I mean, you've done that twice.
I know. He takes 11 damage, and his friend kind of looks at him, shocked for a moment. He goes, "What the hell are you doing? We're not free yet. Stop fighting me. We're in this together." And his friend is like just dazed and like holds the chain up threateningly. The guard next to you, Mira Marchand, is just he's going to use his first attack. Ooh, okay. You see a horrible thing happen, Mira Marchand. As this guy is attacked by his friend, the one who's standing on this platform who attacked you, goes, "I've always had it out for you," and just pushes the guy who Integrity had Crown of Madness completely off of this cage. You see him plummet down, and you hear him a sick crunch as he hits the molten lava below, and then his hand raises up, and you see him very quickly be submerged and die.
Jesus.
Wow.
Turning his attention to you now, Mira, he's going to hit you once with his chain. Is a 15 enough?
Yes.
Okay. That's going to be 11 slashing damage, and then he's going to swing it around at you as well, Integrity Idleberry, hoping to catch you unaware. This die is rolling a lot of 19s. Does a 25 hit?
It does.
Okay. So you will be taking also 8 slashing damage.
17 on the
And-
concentration check.
Okay.
Am I watching this happen? Can I?
You are
dodge
watching
it?
this happen.
Can I dodge it and can
Half
can
the
I
damage?
dodge the hit?
Absolutely. You spin in the air and you get a glancing blow as this chain lashes out at you, halving the damage. Up next is Integrity Idleberry. What would you like to do?
So I think at this point I'm going to try and attack the fiend.
Yent, yes.
The Yent. I'm going to say, now, why did you not die? And
Okay.
I'm going to jump and fly. Using my dagger, I would like to cast Booming Blade on it.
Okay. You fly out towards him, going after him in his phoenix. Your jade dagger wreaths in a thunderous energy. Make your attack roll.
Does an 18 does a 20 hit?
A 20 does hit, yes. You see his eyes wide as you fly at him, dagger forwards. Go ahead and roll your damage.
And I would like to attack the neck. I am
Absolutely.
like
Trying to cut his head off.
yes. Like
Okay.
think of it as sort of like a stabbing and a twist.
Okay. Sounds great.
So
Roll
that
damage.
is so many dice. Well, it's not really so many. I'm a baby at this dice roll. And is there anyone close to me at this moment?
He's unfortunately too high up in the air for you to benefit from sneak attack.
Okay.
You could have brought
is,
Mira, your balloon, with you.
that is a 10.
10 damage.
Damage.
Okay. You stab into his neck and begin trying to like twist it or saw somehow, and he grabs your wrist and will pull your hand and blade out of his neck, and he'll say, "Get away from there." Is that it for your turn, Integrity? He is coated in a coat of thunderous energy as your booming blade takes effect. But is that it for you?
Yes, but I would like to tell the fiend that we're gonna take all your money and then you will have nothing.
Make an intimidation check.
Hell yeah.
Pass the intimidation check, please.
Come on, get intimidation.
Go
Roll.
on.
Come on.
Get him.
Hang on! The
Come on!
pressure!
Sorry.
I can't
Time
find my
sensitive.
die!
Come on.
That is a 21.
21.
Nice.
Integrity does look shaken at that. You see him holding this chain and his hands begin to shake. You hear the chain rattling a bit and he goes, no, not today. Not today. And is just mumbling to himself, looking terrified. Up next, Boo Bolero. What would you like to do? There's a phoenix right above you. Any flammable objects on you are threatening to catch fire. The guard has just ran up towards you and Sereneth as well, and it seems to be doing a great job of killing you. What do you want to do?
Okay, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get in range of Yent to
Correct.
Attack him. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and take...
Well, if you wanted to, Boo, you could probably climb onto that throne and jump from there onto like the phoenix's back if you wanted to stab him.
He's already close to dying.
I would worry about that because then he would like if I fail, which I am known to do, he would plummet into the lava below, likely.
Oh, it's above like solid ground like right now, right?
Okay.
Like the phoenix is almost like right above this stage waiting for all of you guys to act. If you were to jump off of the throne and miss, you just plummet a measly 15 feet to the ground. But
Yeah,
it's not
cool.
lava.
I mean, I don't know if that's really worth it.
I'll tell you, Yent looks incredibly wounded.
Okay, I'm gonna at least try it. You know what? I'm always one for a Hail Mary.
All right, let's try it. Come
All
on.
right, I'm going to
So you
step
want
on
to-
top of this fucking throne, and I'm going to
Leap.
leap.
Give me an athletics check as you climb up this throne and you get ready to do a pincer attack with integrity.
This is gonna be so bad.
Come on. You're going to do great. You're
Oh,
fighter.
thank God. That was a 25.
Nice.
Amazing. Integrity, as you stab the Yent in his throat, his eyes are completely on you. He starts to try to like turn the Phoenix towards you, taking you as his next opponent. And in this kind of like, in this moment of fear from the Fiend of Avarice, Boo, you climb onto this burning throne. Take 1 fire damage for me, please.
What happens if I have resistance?
It was only gonna be like 2, so you take 1.
Damn,
and you jump through the air, lance out, ready to stab through the Fiend of Avarice's neck. Go ahead and make your attack rolls.
Pile drive.
However, wait.
Oh.
Sorry. You can't do that. You're not allowed.
Why not?
He turns his head at the last minute, and you see this little rosy-skinned face. It looks like a little halfling head on top of his big body with these short black hair and like big ears, looking innocently out at you, Boo, and says, "Aren't you sorry for what you did? I need you to make a wisdom saving throw."
I have a question. Is this a spell? Is this a spell?
No,
It is not a spell.
It's just a
It's
feature
not a
that
spell.
this
It's a
fucker
thing he
has.
gets to
Bullshit
do.
thing he just does.
It's like how they talk about like he gets into your head. He like
Yeah.
fucks with
I got a
you.
4.
Man.
Dang.
So
You have disadvantage on all your attacks as you see your former companion, Lysa, pleading for you not to hurt her.
yeah.
Look, what the fuck was that? Like that was like a victory dance.
I'm just having a great time.
Okay, with disadvantage. So a 13
Yes.
doesn't hit.
13 misses.
13 misses.
You swing once and fall through the air. You swing again.
14.
14 misses.
Ugh.
And
Come
you
on.
see the
Come on.
dodges once more. He looks. Your former companion Lysa looks down at you, a grin across her face now. Very clearly, the fiend's expression himself breaking through.
Come on. Does a 15 do it?
A 15 does it.
A 15 does it?
A 15 does it. Boo, this final hit, as you are just like on the very edge, as you are falling back down to earth, you lunge out with this spear fully as far as you can, going straight through his neck. Go ahead and roll your damage for me.
Oh, God. Here we go. You know what? I'll take it. That's 15 piercing.
15 piercing damage. Integrity created the wound, and you are just widening it as you swing this lance through. The blade at the end just pierces through where his Adam's apple would be, and he gurgles once or twice, holding his hand up to his throat, holding in this metallic blood. You see his eyes roll back, and his body falls limp as his body falls off of the Phoenix back to the ground, landing right at your feet where you land on the ground as well, Boo. You will be taking a little bit of damage as you fall back to earth, unfortunately.
Okay.
That is just going to be 10 bludgeoning damage as you fall to 15
I
feet.
still have resistance,
Correct.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
You fall back down, you take the 5 bludgeoning. Your knees hurt and ache, but your runes keep you safe. He is lying limp, seemingly dead on the ground. And again, all of these guards stop for a moment and reach towards their necks to see if their chain is still there. You see even the Phoenix kind of hesitate for a moment. It lifts like 20 feet up in the air, waiting to see if it is freed. Is that it for your turn, Boo?
I wonder if I can use a bonus action right now to do something. I guess I could use a bonus action to cast a cantrip.
The cantrip cutting his head off?
Does Vicious Mockery count?
Who do you want a vicious mockery?
I'll Vicious Mockery his fucking corpse, I guess.
Sure. What do you say?
You fucking stupid dead
Don't
piece of
come
shit.
back to life.
What do you want to say to his dead body?
You've been killed twice. Don't get up a third time.
Roll your damage. he fails.
His
course
head
he
falls
does.
off.
He's dead right now.
Yeah, of course he's dead, but I want to spit on you. That's 2.
2 psychic damage?
No, actually it's 5.
Oh, 5 psychic damage?
Yeah.
So much better.
Okay, wonderful. In that case, let that be that. Boo, you say this and then spit on his dead body. You see these words, granted magical light, spin over towards the dead body, severing the few tendons and flesh which still hold his head on. And then, for a moment, everything is very calm and we're going to exit initiative. This phoenix flies high above. These guards stay deadly still, holding the chains at their neck, looking at the now decapitated body of the Fiend of Avarice. Boo, Serenepth, Mira, Integrity, you can see in his like right hand of his body lying there on the ground, there is a curled up chain just sitting there. What would the four of you like to do?
May
Mira.
I was just gonna say, can I grab this chain that he's holding?
Mira Marchand, or Integrity Adelberry, you seeing that Boo has decapitated your foe, you fly down. This phoenix gives you a wide berth and almost goes and perches in the middle of that arena on that little platform, waiting. You see the two combatants that had been fighting this entire time below you. The fish-headed fellow dead on the floor, and this fire elemental flees into the lava as this phoenix lands next to it. Integrity Adelberry, you fly down and land. This guard looks at you with a very hesitant air, and he almost puts a hand out to stop you and then pulls it back to himself and is just waiting. You pick up this chain off of the ground. You feel powerful. You feel very in control. You feel at your fingertips hundreds, if not thousands, of people, of beings, of lives that you control, and that power like throbs in your hand, almost like you can feel yourself grow stronger just from holding this chain. What do you want to do with it?
Is there like a specific voice that rises among the noise? Like, you say that I can feel all the lives that I control. I want to know if there's one specific life that is in control.
Are you searching for someone?
This. Yes. Perhaps someone named Winslow Wallaby.
You almost subconsciously let out a command through this chain, through this lead, looking for Winslow Wallaby. If you are Winslow Wallaby, speak up among the rest. And you feel the voices, these souls on the other side, grow deadly silent. You wait for 5-6 seconds, and nothing responds to you.
Oh,
the guard raises his hand towards you and goes, "Master, would you please?" And he kind of gets down on his knees and is almost like in a very worshipping position of you, Integrity Adelberry. His head to the ground. He goes, "Would you please release us from our contracts?"
I could try. And I hold it and try to see how that works. Like, just speak to it the way that I did looking for Winsler. Like,
you try to send out this command to the chain itself to release people, and you almost get a very visceral feedback from the chain in your hands. The thorns kind of grow larger. They don't damage you, but it does poke into your hand uncomfortably in a way that you might intuit. This chain was never meant to release people from these bonds, only to trap them.
Does it look breakable, the chain?
It is just a normal silver chain, yeah. Mira, do you want to fling yourself over here as well?
Yeah, and then I just want to be, like, in the meantime, I'm trying to command my hand to basically be, like, trying to smash into, like, the weak points of these cages.
Absolutely.
To try to get people out of them.
By all means. The hand flings over and begins just ripping the cage's doors off, throwing them down into the lava one by one, slowly but surely. Integrity, your companions gather around you. This guard kind of still lays waiting for your decision. It looks breakable.
It looks breakable?
If you broke it good enough.
Can I... This might be dumb, but Integrity is going to, like, hold it by the chain and not by the leash part, and I'm going to, like, smash it on the ground.
It makes a wonderful whip-cracking sound. Every time it does, you see these two guards wince in fear. The phoenix also kind of like pushes its body away from the sound in very heightened, very obvious fear. It seems the guard kind of like is trembling there, and he will say to you as you crack this whip, he will say, "If you do not wish to free us, we will still serve you, master."
No, I'm not trying to make you submit yourselves to me. I'm trying to break it.
Serenepth, you walk over. Do you want to do something? Do you want to say something to Integrity?
Well, I'm just trying to think because you're saying like it's just like a regular.
It's a silver chain. With
Regular
little
silver
thorns in it.
chain. Okay. My thought is like, given what we've kind of tried to do before with like freezing and breaking, like and breaking things that way, I think I'm gonna ask this, but like maybe we have to do something to the chain first to break it.
I have something
Yes.
that I remember, but I don't know if this is going to work.
Okay.
So I walk up to the gamblers, like me and my gambling friends.
Yes.
Um,
Your companions, but your classmates and Boo, your friends
gamblers.
and
I thought
Boo.
you meant the people who were like running out.
I
of the arena.
100%
I was like,
thought
what?
Integrity was like, I'm gonna walk up to these guys throwing money in. They're gone. They're gone. Integrity, you walk over to your companions.
Okay, I know that the Heart of Desire is dead, but if I recall from earlier, it said that I require the master's lead to help me. And what if by lead it doesn't mean I need the master to lead me, but instead it's this lead, it's the master's lead.
Oh.
It's the chain itself.
Okay.
Do you think that that's like how we can break it and make them like let them free?
I'm not gonna push your hand here, but I will
Okay.
say, you all stand in utter silence. A pin could drop in here and hear bubbling lava, not 5 feet away. Plop, 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 plop. Little gas puffs out of it.
I'm so happy I get.
So
to use this
you're
gift
trying
now.
to say
I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just saying I thought it would be more obvious
Do
than
it.
that.
Throw it.
Cast it into the fire.
Cast it into the flames.
Destroy.
You know.
so you're no. Okay, I'm hearing this
takes
voice in my head, and it seems like this chain can only be broken through the fire that created it, that forged it.
We have to go on a new journey to destroy the lead.
Integrity, you hold it aloft. What would you like to do with it?
Toss it. Do it. Do it.
I'm gonna drop it.
You drop it over the edge. It falls the 20 feet and lands. It lets out a ring of metal as it lands on the surface of this molten rock. And then you see it, after 5 or 6 seconds, sink down into the depths. You wait and look over at this guard. 2 seconds after it disappears from view, that ethereal chain around his neck vanishes completely. And you hear him let out like a deep almost like he's about to heave, and then you see him like pull at the helmet, this mask that he has, and you see him like completely pull it off now and just throw it to the side. It's a human head, but it has no face or anything, just ears and a mouth, no eyes, nothing like that. And he kind of like runs his hands along his own face, almost like taking in his freedom for a few moments. You see the other guard far, far away, trapped up on those cages. He kind of like uses his chain to escape, and you see him just making a mad dash for the exit, like the back exit of this large arena. And this guard still in front of you with his mask off now will kind of like crawl over to your feet, Integrity, and grab them, and will say, thank you so much for what thank you. How can I ever repay what you've just done for me?
We're looking. I don't know how much you know, but do you know of these people? Do you know? Have you seen a small wizard that perhaps was not chained at all?
He shakes his head solemnly. I
And
served only the Fiend of Avarice. I know not what the others did, who they took in, as wards or servants.
Okay, so the others have taken someone in. Okay.
Yeah, are you guys all doing anything?
I have
yes.
something I want to do.
Of course, Boo.
I want to inspect the corpse of Yent.
Of course, you walk over and with your foot or the butt of your lance, poke at the body, maybe bend down and open through his coat. You notice that moment by moment, it's not completely gone, but his body seems to be decaying very quickly. The head still remains perfectly intact, not bleeding whatsoever, just sitting there, a grim expression upon his face. But the body seems squishy, almost like it is unnaturally decaying.
Ew.
You know, you look through his robes and find very little, except for a single golden key that resembles your guys' room key.
Ooh.
Okay,
We can
I will take
upgrade
the
to
key,
living space.
and
Okay.
I'll also take his head because that was what
Absolutely.
we were told to do.
That's what you were told to do, by all means. You grab his head, holding it up by the hair and looking at it. Firmly not one of your companions, just a foolish-looking fiend. Mira, Serenup, is there anything the two of you are doing in this moment?
I don't think so. Like, I think we're pretty
Okay.
pretty good for what we've managed to accomplish.
By all means.
Yeah,
I can tell you then, in that case, Mira, since this is something you had previously stated, as this arcane hand you conjured, Bigby's hand conjured, rips those cages off and the doors off and throws them, you see these people. In the cage, they are fully realized, right? Like not specters or ghosts or anything, but they all hesitantly, after their door of their cage has been ripped off and after the chain around their neck has been taken from them, they step out into thin air, and you see as they do, they turn into these bluish green specters. And the moment that they have like that ounce of freedom, you just see they rush for any crack in the walls or any fissure in the stone, trying to run and escape as quickly as they can from this place, as their ghosts run in terror with their freedom. Serenup Cinderman?
Do I see a small fox-like child or anything? Because just based on like the older fella from before.
You can watch for some time, hawk-eyed, as you did somewhat make a promise or an oath to this person. Probably like the 9th or 10th person that the cage, or that is freed from their cage. You see the very thin, emaciated-looking fox folk who hesitantly steps out and will just take a look up at the ceiling and breathe in very deeply as if he's scared to fall. But as he does, you see him turn into a ghost and then rush off, dissipating into the stone. What you might intuit from that is that the man that you'd spoken to's son is fully dead, and his ghost has ran from this place.
I can at least tell him that.
Yeah, you all stand here. Boo, you look at this head and maybe like attach it to your belt by the hair if you want.
Disgusting.
Well, no one's gonna
Disgusting.
fuck with us now.
Yeah,
Integrity.
It's
This
your
guy
newest
is like
accessory.
is like thanking you, his hands together. He's almost he sounds as if he would be crying if only he had eyes to do so. Mira, you're watching out, and Serenup as well, watching out as these ghosts dissipate, and you all breathe a sigh of relief as the entire room is empty, and then save for this phoenix sitting down there on this platform, you see that the chain from around its neck is gone, and it seems to be looking at you with these burning, molten eyes, almost waiting as if you were to give it orders or speak to it or something of the sort.
I can't speak.
Could we probably like wave it up to us? Like
You can wave it up
to
to you
gesture
very
for it
easily.
to come up to us?
Yes, it's a quite intelligent being, as you wave for it and it flaps once, all it needs to cover the short distance, and it perches on that railing. The railing itself begins to burn immediately, and it tucks its wings under and will kind of sit so that its head is only a couple feet above yours, and you can all gather around it, the heat uncomfortable, and it will wait to see if you have anything to say to it.
I'm going to look to the others and I'm going to say, I don't know how long it was underneath the or in the lava itself. I'm going to just, I guess, try and describe Winsler.
Okay.
Like, because there might have been a point
Absolutely.
where it was out.
You
from
do like
under
the
there.
little glass. You do little glasses,
Aw.
big hat, short, and it looks down at you, and it closes its eyes and will look at you, Mira, and it looks very sorrowful, and it will look to Integrity and Boo with these like old ancient eyes, and it opens its beak just a hair, and this fiery breath emerges, and you can hear it say in primordial, "I apologize for what I did under that devil's command." And it breathes and more fire comes out. "You have done a great service to me. I feared I would die here and be reborn, a servant of his, forever. And it kind of sits up a little bit more, its head rising. It takes a more like regal posture, and it will say, "For you who freed me, I offer salvation. I have little magic left within me, but enough to flee this plane right now." And it breathes out fire and will say, "Should you wish to accompany me, I will bring you wherever you wish."
We still have things we need to do, but thank you for the offer. I say back in Primordial.
Of course. It looks down at you very sadly and will say, "This place does not want us to leave. If you do not take this chance now, I cannot tell you when the next might come to you."
Well, it doesn't matter to me one way or the other if you all go. I still have business here that I need to take care of. And I don't intend to leave until it's done.
Same here.
This phoenix looks down at you all very sadly, and it will nod slowly. And then you see it raise its head up straight towards the ceiling, and in a just whoosh, flash of light, it all vanishes, leaving you all here behind.
It was a ghost.
Guys, we still have Winslow to find, and Boo, you still have your thing to do. I can't help but feel like, we just helped all those people, and there are so many more people here, people who are controlled by other fiends that are still in the same situation. I think we need to help them too.
Oh, now that we've slain the Fiend of Avarice, you want to play the hero role and save everybody down here? We barely made it out of this fight with our lives. I took a huge beating, and so did everybody else. That's not what I came down here for, and I don't intend to do that. I have no desire to play hero here.
As Boo yells out this grand declaration of his personal philosophy, you hear and see the doors on the very far end of this place where everyone had fled from. They crack open. You see 3 massive bodyguards, those huge red-skinned fiends who were guarding the front doors of Duplicity. They kind of trudge in, looking very angry and grim. Chains still around their necks, unfortunately. And betwixt them is a much smaller form, that of a very pale-skinned humanoid woman. She has an onyx horn out of her forehead and these dark black eyes. You ran into her on your very first moments here. She helped you with some stuff at the concierge desk, if you do remember, and then sent you some free room service. And Boo, you're just yelling about, "I'm not here to be a hero." And you hear her yell out and say, "The 4 of you over there, stay where you are." And she sprouts these brilliant onyx wings from her back as the Fiend of Death flies over to regard you all.
I'm gonna nudge Boo and be like, "Well, you may not have a choice."
And that's where we'll end this episode. Sarah, could you give us an outro, please?
Absolutely. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Trials and Trebuchets, where we magically managed not to die.
That's
if you
crazy.
enjoyed it, please feel free to leave us a rating or a review on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcatcher app you use. We read all of them. They help us out so much. They make us delightfully happy. We share our favorites around, like children showing off our drawings with gold stars. It's great. If you want to see teasers, fan art, maps, and other exclusive content, you can check us out on Instagram at Trials and Trebs. Will the giveaway still be going on?
This giveaway.
It ends February 14th. What day is this going out?
This is going to be going out February 15th, unfortunately.
You missed your shot, everybody.
Missed
Just
the giveaway.
a shot.
Whatever we just talked
But
about.
we might do
forget
more,
about
so you
it.
should still follow us for your exclusive chance at cool stuff. If you want to be a little bit extra generous, we have a few ways you can do that. The first is we have a Patreon. You can get really wonderful benefits like getting to vote on bonus episodes and listen to them early access to conversations in catapults, blooper reels, DM notes, even getting to make your own character who can be in the show.
What?
And we also have merch. That is going to be stickers, t-shirts. We're adding new stuff often. Cool,
We try.
neat designs. We
Oh,
do our
yeah.
best. Weenie Hollow stuff, special merch, and that's going to be at trebmerch.com.
Trebmerch.com.
Finally, we have a Discord
Trebmerch.com.
server. You want to chat with us, other listeners? That link is in our episode descriptions. You just click it, join. It's a great time. We highly recommend
Endorse it. Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. See you next week.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.